Bom, vai ser tudo em inglês. Tudo ok, então? Good evening, no? Good afternoon, people. We are here for the first time for our first podcast transmission. We would call it PodConnect because it is HAL'S Connect podcast. So we are here with a group of students to interview, let's say, our friend Cassiano. Hello, Cassiano.
Hello.
Cassiano Tony Jr. is from Constantina.
Rodeio Bonito.
From Rodeio Bonito, but lived a time here in Constantina, and then went back to Rodeio. And here we have our team, Henrique.
Hello.
Henrique Schitz, welcome. Luisa, welcome Luisa. Ana, and Henrique Lima. So people, I would like to tell you that you feel very comfortable. I am not, but it's the first time so I'm not comfortable, but this is an experience and I hope we can do more. And in the end of this interview, we are going to have a talk with another student that was Cassiano's classmate, and we will talk to him later. He came here because he's Cassiano's friend. Okay, so welcome everybody. I also said that I have to thank people who are here, and I know that studying languages is not one thing that is very simple. People think that it's just coming to an English course and hello, I'm gonna go there and there will be a teacher that's gonna teach me everything. In fact, it isn't. I know how you study at home, how you get interested by the language, see videos, well, do your things to learn more. So I would like to congratulate all of you for coming here and for your efforts to learn, and that these guys could serve as an example for other people who would like to study too. Okay, let's go to the interesting part. I was talking to Cassiano. I have written something here, but I'm not sure if I could understand my handwriting. All right. So the first part, I think Henrique starts.
Yes. Could you introduce yourself to our listeners?
Yes, so my name is Cassiano. I work as a commission artist and character designer. I am 21, but I will be 22 next week.
Is there gonna be a birthday party?
Just a special lunchtime with my family.
Oh, we thought we
There's
would
gonna
be
be
invited.
a party, yeah.
Sorry.
No. Okay.
Where are you from originally?
I'm from Rodeio Bonito originally, but I live here in Constantina about 15 years of my life, so most of my life. And it was a pretty good time I had here. I have a lot of history with the city, and I enjoy a lot coming back here.
Alright. Can you tell us a little about your family?
Yes, so today I'm living with my dad, my mom, and my two younger siblings. I have a little brother and a little sister. It's already a big family, I know, but if you pick the pets and add to this, it's even more bigger family.
How many in total with the pets?
We have 4 pets. It's two dogs, the mother and the son of the dog, né?
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah. Yes, esqueci something in Portuguese. Never mind.
Sorry,
We are Brazilian.
I'm really rusty.
We are Brazilian. People know we are Brazilian.
And a parrot and a cat.
A parrot. What's the parrot's name?
It's Biba.
Thank you.
So where do you live now? I'm living today in Rodeio Bonito again, but we came back, right? We spent 15 years here. I came here when I was 5, and I studied here. I met a lot of people, and then we came back because we had a lot of things related to work that we need to do there with my family. And today we're living in Rodeio Bonito. It's close to CBD, if you guys don't know where it is. It's Frederico Westphalen.
Would you like some candies?
No, so thank you.
It's a small town, like 6,000 inhabitants.
Yes, 6,000.
All right, I think it's my question now. Let me see if I can understand my handwriting. Cassiano, what were you like as a kid? Can you tell us a little more about that, and if you already liked drawing at that time?
So when I was a kid, I was a lot pretty different from what I was today. My mom says I was a little bit
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. And, and I don't think I had the distinguished drawing yet. I only picked that when I was a teenager, I think. When I was a kid, but I did like a lot English.
Since you were young.
Yeah, when I was like 9, I already was studying English in house when he was like in the other building.
In HAL'S School, that is the same HAL'S Connect, yes. In fact, it was HAL'S School and then we split.
Yes, I liked a lot English when I was a kid, but drawing I think I only started later.
You were like 13, 14 when you started?
We're gonna have the question.
Ah, yes,
answer,
alright. Yeah.
But I was 15, 14 when I started.
I remember about English that I talked to your father and said, this guy has to do something, study English with us. Because he's very good at English, he likes English, so if he comes, he will learn faster, and you know. Alright, I think it's the second part about learning English. Yeah.
So when did you start learning English?
So as I said, I started with when I was 9 years old. I didn't know anything about English. I didn't even know how to introduce myself. I remember the first day of the course. Everyone was already introducing themselves, and when it was my time, I looked up to the teacher and I said, Cassiano.
Something like this, international.
Yeah. But I remember I had a pretty good time with the course there, and I ended up coming out of the course already knowing a lot of things, pretty far from what I started, right? I didn't even know how to introduce myself, and I continued to learn on my own. I stopped with the course because I don't really remember the reason, but I stopped going there. But I continue to learn. I think he's gonna have a question later.
He's got everything in a map in his mind. Very good. All right. No, okay. Sorry.
What was the most difficult part for you? Most
Learning English.
in learning English.
I think the biggest problem, I think I still have a little bit problem is the communication with words, right? I always was pretty good with reading and understanding the language, but when it comes to talking, I think I'm still a little bit behind. I think this is my most difficult I had with the language.
But I don't think you got this difficulty. I think it's because we don't practice every day.
Yes.
And it requires practice. And you are used to reading, so when it comes to talk, you don't have as many opportunities as you do in reading, for example.
Do you study English on at school or in what other ways too?
So outside of the course I did, we learned English in school. I had a lot of fun with Horacio teaching.
Thank you.
English in school. I think it was my second favorite
Subject?
yes subject because when it comes to school nobody can be PE for children, right? No. So I forgot the question. Is I learn in other ways. I think the thing that made me most learn English that made me fluent at least in reading and watching and understanding English was watching videos and reading stuff. Like on the internet, sometimes in games, I played a lot of games in my life. We had a LAN house. And even when I was a child, when I was learning in the course, I remember I picked words there and I played the games and I said, oh, that's that word, and then I made the connection. And
Yeah, I see. It's like an immersion. The most you
Yes.
get involved, the more you learn. I am having an experience with French now. There is a guy that speaks slow English, and there is the subtitles in English and in French. And I was used to watch him, and you get things like automatically because you are exposed to that thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's kind of like that. And then I started watching videos from foreign YouTubers. I had a YouTuber I really liked when I was a kid. He was the Game Theorist. I watched it a lot. And I remember it was one of the few channels that had captions in Portuguese. So I started watching the videos with the captions in Portuguese. I started picking up the words he talked.
Automatically.
Yeah, I started making connections with the things he was saying, but still reading the captions. So like I connected the captions with what he was talking.
You don't know what you learn, but you do.
Yeah, and then there was a time where I didn't need the captions anymore to learn. Of course, I started doing the course again when I was like 14, 15, I don't remember. But I remember at that time I was already watching stuff without captions. So yeah, I think this moment from when I was 10 to when I was 14 that I didn't study English with courses, right? I think that was the most helpful thing I did.
Because you are accumulating information. It's
Yes.
they say it's like a cup or a glass. You fill your cup and then it starts to transbordar. I forgot. Yes, you're a teacher and I forgot the words too. I think there is a question from you.
And now, how do you keep practicing English?
Practicing.
English? You keep like watching YouTubers English?
Yes. Basically I don't really practice English anymore because it's already so inserted in my day to day. Because every time I have free time, I like to watch stuff, and the majority of the YouTubers or the things I read are only in English. So I don't really like. I'm gonna pick this and practice English. No, I already,
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, it's just natural. I think the thing I would need to actively try to do would be speaking with maybe sharing with people on the internet. I have connections with people that are from America. I could maybe voice chats with them on Discord. I think this is something, I'm a little embarrassed to do that, but I think it would be something that would help me to speak better English.
You are very good at the moment. Yeah, because you haven't studied anymore. In fact, let's say traditionally studied,
yes.
but I think you keep on very well.
Thank you.
I think it's me now. How do you feel when you speak English today? I think you have already said that anyway. You feel confident, nervous, excited. How is your feeling when you speak English?
I was actually feeling a bit nervous when I was coming here, but
Everybody was.
yeah, but I thought I had at least the minimum knowledge to actually have a good conversation, but now that I'm here, I think it's pretty much different from what I thought. I think I'm keeping up pretty well, I think. It's nice.
Sorry, go.
No, I was just gonna say because I don't really practice speaking much in my day-to-day. So
You thought you would be a bit confused, but you
yeah,
aren't.
I said I was a bit rusty. I think I would not know how to connect the words, but I think it's nice that I keeping up.
Yeah, you know, speaking languages is a question of feeling confident, feeling, let's say, involved in the conversation. I remember my Spanish. I don't think I know Spanish, but I was talking to the guys from Argentina. I was listening to them, and then after some minutes, I started to talk, but I don't know where the words came from. The question of being connected and being involved in the conversation,
Yeah.
and then what you know comes up. I think it's great too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your studies and daily life.
What are you studying at university?
So I'm studying computer science. I don't remember if there is a question from the, but I
Neither do I.
Yeah, I'm doing the course in Frederico Westphalen. It's close to, I don't know, Seberi.
Yeah.
Chapecó, no, it's not.
Federico was following. It's 100 kilometers from here. I think most people know.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Yes, we went to do a test 2 weeks ago.
In Federico?
Yes.
Cool. Yeah, I study at UFSM. It's the campus from the University of Santa Maria.
It's a federal one.
Yeah, there is a campus there in Frederico. And we have computer science. It's actually information systems, the name of the course, but it's basically just computer science. So I'm studying there.
What year are you in?
I am at it's term.
Third.
Eighth term. Yeah,
It's 10 total.
It's nine.
9. Mhm. It's almost finishing.
Yes.
Why did you choose this course?
So I choose this course because I already had a lot of affinity with first with games. I like to play a lot of games, but I also had with the technology in general, with the computer. We had, as I said, we had our own house, so I was pretty immersed in this world of technology.
Let me ask you a question. Are you a friend of the guys from the AI? Because we are afraid of the future. So if we are friends, we can save our lives in the future. In the war with machines. You got to be his friend because he understands about technology. Sorry. I try to be fun.
Yeah, personally, I don't think we were able to create a strong AI in my view, but I'm only a student, so I don't think they will take over the world. Personally.
Okay.
And what does your daily routine look like?
So my daily routine, I reserve the morning for my drawing works, and then the afternoon I reserve for whatever I need to do with the course. We have a lot of projects we need to do, and it's a little bit tiresome for those who don't have affinity with coding. When you get immersed in coding, you kind of get lost of the time, and it's something that seems to be like, yeah, I'm gonna finish this pretty quick.
Yeah.
It's like 4 hours and you don't even know.
I see. It takes a lot of time.
Yeah,
It
it
takes
takes a
more
lot.
time than seeing reels on Instagram.
Yeah, and when I have I always try to have at least 1 free hour for running. I like running a lot.
You take part of marathons.
Not marathons yet, because a marathon is 42 kilometers, but I participated in a half marathon, which is 21. I like to run usually 5 kilometers. That's usually my most.
Your average.
Yeah, my
No,
average.
the toughest or the average?
It's the average. The most competitions I go, it's like 5 kilometers. So it's.
I like running too, although I don't take part in competition. I love running.
How do you balance your studies and your artwork?
So that's a bit tricky because I already said I reserve the morning for my works and I reserve the afternoon for my studies, the course studies. But the thing I don't like, I feel bad is the practice I need to do with my drawing works, because working on the drawing is not the same thing as practicing. And I don't know if you guys saw my drawings, but
I did.
yeah, personally, if you look at mine and the most professional artists, you're gonna see.
I thought that was top professional, no?
Yeah, I don't know if it's top, but in my vision, I'm a bit far off of what a top artist would be. So I need practice, and I don't really have time to practice, because I have the works I need to do, and then I have the studies, and then I need to. Sometimes I find the time to practice a little bit, but I feel like if I had more time, I could become better, because it's a thing that scales, right?
Requires practice.
Yeah, you get better with practice, and even the part of the monetary part, when if the better you get, the more you can charge your
Yes.
customers,
You
right?
can earn more.
Yeah, and so it's a thing that scales, and I need more time to practice.
It's kind of, you are a bit, let's say, split between work and studies.
Yes.
You haven't got enough time for both.
Yeah, I have time for both, but I don't have time for practicing.
Investing enough time.
Yeah, to get better. So I'm basically stagnated on this level, and I have problems getting better. So,
But you are in a good level.
Yeah, I think I am in a good level. As I said, I compare myself to other artists, but I think I am in a very good level. But the top artists who are like geniuses, it's difficult to even compare yourself to.
Yeah, you're comparing worldwide. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to remember that comparing worldwide.
Yes,
So
yes.
it's very difficult. If I compare my English worldwide, I would be like a student in the first year. Okay. We are in the part number
4.
number 4. Number 3. I'm gonna start now. Do you have any? I'm gonna be sincere to you. I can't understand what I wrote. Well, I am the host. I am Faustão. So Faustão can speak any shit. Have you ever watched Faustão?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
so he was the host. He
But-
could say anything. He was no problem.
I only like the video cassetadas.
Yeah. I did like Faustão. He was fun, yes, at the beginning. Yeah. Okay. Do you have any plans for the future at university, after university? Because I was thinking, so are you going to invest more in technology or invest more in your drawings? What do you have any clear things or?
Good question. So I plan to invest more in my drawings, but I basically I did this course not only because I liked and I wanted to have its major. I don't really.
Is a degree?
Yeah, degree. I wanted to have a degree because like it's a very drawing. I think it's a very volatile work. I think. Because like it's a thing that is not essential, I think. So if there is a crisis in your country, you're gonna need to work with the essentials, and you're gonna like.
Yes, this is art. So art is not in the first plan of a person.
Yes.
If you don't have money, you're gonna skip art and go to the basics.
Yeah, so imagine if you have a crisis in the country.
So you also have that forecast that the machines are going to take the world.
No, it's
You're
not
taking.
exactly that.
You're being careful. Sorry.
But the most thing I wanted is to have a degree. Really, I wanted to have a degree in something I like to work with.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't do with nothing related to art because I don't think it had here in the region or the place. I didn't want to
move to São Paulo.
I didn't want to move outside of Rio Grande do Sul, but so I decided to be closer to my family, do a course with a thing I like to.
Mm-hmm.
So I plan to invest more in my art. As I said, when I finish my course, I want to relocate the time I spend with the course to have this practice I said I can have today. So I can get better and then maybe in the future become a top artist, maybe become a character designer for a game company. I don't know.
Oh, good.
That's some of my dreams,
Yeah,
my bigger dreams.
I think you are completely right because you know art is art. It's not very easy. You see famous artists, sometimes they are here, sometimes they are down.
And it kind of feels that art isn't really appreciated that much here in Brazil, right?
Yeah, it is. In fact, in countries that have more, let's say, financial basis, people invest more. And in Brazil, they're more in the basis.
Yeah, that's the thing I talk about the essentials, right? The Brazilian people have their needs with the more essential stuff. So art becomes something that is more for people with more monetary conditions, or than people who lives in the first world, like the United States.
So you're doing the right thing. You're keeping one of your foot on the ground, firm basis, and the other one is kind of imagining, so it's good. Let's go to talk about art and international work. Yes, this part?
Yes. When did you start drawing the Japanese or manga style?
So I first started practicing this type of stuff when I was, I think, 15, and it was because of my friend here, Christian.
Christian Havel.
Yes.
I've never said his name. I was keeping as a surprise. Anyway.
Sorry. But I remember he said he was starting to draw, and I remember I think he bought a drawing tablet, and I thought, whoa, that's so cool. I also want to draw like with the drawing tablet, and I started to like this type of thing with practicing art stuff, and that's how he was doing too, and I felt really I wanted to do that too. So I started.
You were willing to do it.
Yeah, I was willing to do it, and I also bought a drawing tablet. It was a pretty basic one, like this size, and it was a pretty difficult start. I didn't have the practice with it's pretty different from drawing from paper.
Drawing from hand.
Yeah, but the drawing tablet is basically drawing with hand, but in the tablet, and then it comes out on the screen, right? But it's a little bit different from the traditional method. It feels different. So I started doing this when I was 15, and I started drawing things I like anime, and then that's where the style thing came from.
It's not a long time. You are 21 now?
21.
21. Yes. If you are like me, I'm an old guy, so it's just some years. You got a lot of time to practice.
Yeah, for me it's
like a lifetime.
It's ages.
All right.
Okay, how did you start sailing your driving abroad?
So when I started, it was only a hobby. I didn't even imagine that I could sell my stuff. So when I was, I think, almost getting to 18 years old, I thought, well, my drawings were looking pretty cool. And I thought I was at least in the basics of what I could sell. At that time I already knew there was people who do.
How did you know that? Somebody told you, well, this is kind of something you could sell.
Yeah, I already had my account ever since I was 15, so I started posting my stuff, even the practice stuff. So I already gained followers, and I like to compare myself with other artists and look how much things from my head. Yeah. How much percentage of that art, my art was
would be compared to
would be compared. When I saw that I was at least the basic the entry point for selling my stuff, I thought maybe I can do it. And then I made my first post of
Offering the art
offering
for
my
people to buy.
works. Yeah, with the photos and stuff, with the prices. The first time it was $15. One drawing, $15. So, and I thought I wouldn't get work.
$15 is money. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I wouldn't get work, but I actually think I was really at the entry point at that time because I immediately got work like one day after someone went to me and said, I wanna work with you and stuff. And then
Wanna work or wanna buy the
yeah, I wanna buy it because it's when you do commission work, it's more like you're working with the client to do something he wants. So I hate that there is not a word for this in Portuguese, but it's called commission. So the client, he commissions me to do something for him. So
yes.
he basically he writes down what he wants me to do, and I start doing, and then I send him the basic sketch I do, and he tells me what he wants to change. So it's like a cooperative work where I draw stuff and he makes the adjustments for so I can adjust.
Until you can get to the final work and he's gonna pay for that.
Yeah, usually the payment I do after I do the sketch. A lot of artists like to do beforehand, payment beforehand, which is even before you start doing stuff, but I like to request the payment after I do the basic sketch, so the person can see not exactly, but the basis of what I'm gonna finish it up later. So it's basically payment in the middle, like, and then I finish after the payment is done.
So you got $15 for your first job.
Yes.
How long did it take for you to do it? Remember?
The first job?
Yeah, first drawing.
I think it was about 3 hours, 4 hours. It's usually what I take today to do a drawing. It didn't change much.
So you got like $5 an hour for the first, something like that.
Yes, I wasn't really working at the time. So, but the first month I did more works that time. It wasn't just one. So the first month I think I made. No. I think I'm confusing myself. But I remember at one point I made like 500 reais. Reais, and for me that sounded like $1 million for me because I wasn't working, and I don't think I really had never had a CLT work in my life. So
it sounded productive because
yeah,
you said,
because
something I like is I'm making money from it.
Yes. The only work I was doing was helping my father with he works with commerce.
Yes.
And so I was working with him to do the
Organizing things.
not the nota fiscal,
the receipts.
The receipts. That was my work. I did basically the fiscal part of his job. So he paid me like a quantity, but I always felt like I was not doing enough, and I was only being helped by my father.
It wasn't something that you earned yourself. It was something that I'm doing this because it's my obligation.
Yeah, I always thought it was something like that. But then when I started doing earning money from things I was doing and things I like, it was not $1 million because of the quantity. It was because of the feeling.
You were feeling $1 million. Yes. Something more to do. Great.
And how do you communicate with your clients?
So basically, all of my clients we communicate in English. And
get at home, guys. Get some candies. You don't need a lot of productivity. Would you like some candy? I think it's difficult for you to talk all the time with a candy in your mouth. Would you like that? Biscuits? Yeah. All right. Try to relax a bit, people.
So the communication is always in English. I think there was times where I spoke Portuguese with some clients because they were Spanish, so they understood better Portuguese than English. But there was some rare occasions. Usually it's always in English. They come in my Twitter DM to talk with me, and it's basically always in English.
I feel that Cassiano may get tired of talking all the time, so I'm gonna talk some shit so he can like rest a bit. So I was wondering here, the countries that like most, because your art is mostly like an anime. Is in English, how to say that?
Anime.
Anime, yes. So do you have a nationality that's more interested about, or is spread worldwide?
I think it doesn't really have a specific country that you say like that likes my art.
Likes most, not your art, or the kind of art you produce. Which country is better to sell?
I think the Americans are really into it. And as I said, it's better because they're first world country, so they can spend their money with more. I was gonna say mundane, but I think that's a bad word. It's a less essential thing.
Yes.
And they really like anime. I never really got anything from the Japanese. I never had a Japanese client, but I think I don't know. I think it's more, they have their own, the geniuses are out there, so I think they're not really interested in our art here.
Yes. The Americans have a lot of money to spend on things and stuff. This is real. Yes. Okay, I think I got the last is you now.
Yes. Do most of our customers speak in English?
Yes, most of them. Even the ones who aren't really English, I can usually know because of the receipts that we make with the app I use to receive the money. There's receipts, so I can see where the country they're from is. So there's a lot of people the most from America, right? But there's some from Europe. Mostly America and Europe. There was like some very rare cases where I did for Spanish people, even sometimes for Brazilian people too. But those are very rare. So mostly American and Europeans, but everyone speaks English. There is not really any type of other communication in other languages.
I think we're getting to the end. Yes. I'm asking
Yes.
you. I'm asking you because I know you're much more organized than me.
And English, has ever English helped you solve a problem or make a new connection?
Yes, I think the best thing that's for the in general or just like in the art in my job.
Yeah. I think it's solve a problem with your
Your art, I think.
your art, I think.
Yeah, I don't think I really had many problems, but it's good that we're gonna have a question about that after. But if I didn't know English, I don't think I would communicate really well with my clients. I could use Google Translate, but it would take even more time to finish because every single comment I would have to translate. So knowing English it saves a lot of time and it makes the understanding more specific things well, because you need not only to understand the text, but you need to understand the context of what the things that are being said, like expressions, like internet expressions.
This is mostly in English.
Yeah, those are things the translator can get, or more specific terms related to art, like what is this called? Like, I don't know, this part of the
She's running.
Yes.
I knew this word, but I don't remember now. I think I had a lot of food. I'm not thinking very well now. Hair.
Yeah, like specific
hair
things.
tie, something like that.
Specific things like clothing parts that you're not really familiar with, like the difference between a shirt and a t-shirt. What is the difference? These are things that the translator can respond for. So I think this is a problem that I would have if I didn't know English, but the fact that I know it resolves already the whole thing.
I see.
There is one more.
It is you.
All right, so it's the last one. Okay, it's about the story, but I have
That is the fifth part.
the fifth part. Yes, is the closing. Yeah, let me see. All right, guys, have patience with the teacher. Yes, it's a story, but I have another question that is not in the script. Everybody has finished the questions? Let me see.
That's the fifth part. We're in the fourth.
Yeah, the fifth part. I start with the first. Who starts?
No, it's your time to talk. We're in the fourth part. You're the last in the fourth part.
Yes, yeah, I know that. Yeah, that's it. But I have another one that I was thinking, and yesterday in the evening after I saw your drawings, I was thinking, and what do you think about this kind, the problem now that we have with the job with the AI? Does AI affect your work? Like people can ask AI to do a drawing or something like that. Does it affect your work? Do you see something now or in the future?
I think it is a very tricky question because the people who use AI, I don't think they would already request my type of work. So I don't think I'm losing too much. But for the future, I think maybe it probably will become more common to do for people to use this tool to make art. But I think there's always gonna be people who earns for the human feeling of the drawings, the stories. Like you can take down the manga or the anime industry in Japan with AI because the people there, they earn for those stories that are written for humans to humans.
Mm-hmm.
So, and AI is completely artificial. It doesn't know how to create something actually that has human feelings. So they're always gonna have people who earn for this human feeling, and also there's gonna be people who don't really care about that. We're gonna use AI, but they also not would request my work because for them it doesn't matter. Right?
I see, it's kind of different. Very well. I didn't know you would answer that this way. I was reading an article in The Economist that is a very important, let's say, news website from England, and they told us that the jobs that aren't going to taken by AI are the jobs that require feeling, and the power to understand the people in their culture, in their feelings, in their emotions, because this is very hard for a machine to do. The machines may reach that in like 200 years, but not for the moment. So, very nice. Could you tell us a story or experience that I don't know if this is going to be something that you can think about, but that you have already read all the questions. You're much more organized in your mind than in mine. Tell a story or experience that really shows how English helped you at work. Can be at drawing or at university, but not at work.
Yeah, I have my experience is I have a lot of connections with other artists that are bigger than me. The English helped me connect with those people. So basically, I enter in a group with a lot of more famous people than me, and sometimes if I need, I could ask things for them. So it's something that really adds to my work, I think. Having these connections.
Like a network of people, and
yeah.
all of them spoke English.
Yes. Some of them are not from from English-speaking countries, but everyone always speaks English because like it's the most. It's a way to pick everyone no don't have like differences in language, right? So I even in a Discord server where it has a lot of artists there. So we own Discord server with a lot of artists, and a lot of them are like very famous, and I just like there. I don't even speak with them.
But that's very good to take
Yeah.
part of something
Yeah.
like inspires you.
Yeah.
You are with the best around you.
It's really cool. But one thing about other experiences with my course, I think English helps a lot because in coding everything is in English. So if you go there without knowing anything about English, you're gonna need to learn at least the terminology of the coding stuff. And when you need to pick articles to do projects, and this is something we do like every week we need to pick an article and give it a little look, right? But the articles are the good articles are almost always in English, so you have to lose your time translating stuff, and sometimes it doesn't translate
Takes much
well.
more time, you don't understand exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
and this is a I wouldn't know how I would do it without knowing English, right?
You would study in a very basic level.
Yeah, it would be, and if I wanted to study the English articles, it would take a lot more time, and I already take a lot of time to do my projects.
Yes.
Imagine having to translate everything.
So the results would be very low. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's it. Yeah.
And now is part 5.
There's another part of it.
I haven't. Do you have a question? So you go.
Yes. Do you think you will have the same opportunities if you
How many
don't
minutes?
really speak English?
Yeah, I don't think I would because I already spoke a little bit about it. I think English brings a lot of opportunities. I talked about earlier. I don't think I would have communicate well with my customers if I didn't know English. I always post my stuff on Twitter. I always talking in English, so because my audience is more English speaking, right? So if I didn't know English, I would have to use a translator, and then I wouldn't pass my emotions the way I want because it would have a middleman, and I think I wouldn't have the same opportunities if I didn't speak English. And this even goes for like more basic stuff like learning things from the internet. Like if you, I always remember one thing that you said, teacher, when that the little thing you had with the wheel.
Unicycle.
Yeah, there was a
Electric unicycle.
Yeah, there was a class you said that you had a problem with it, and you searched in the internet and you didn't find anything, but then you searched in English and then you find it.
And having more than 70 videos from Russian and other people dismounting everything and adapting in English. In Portuguese there was nothing.
Yes, this is something that for me, every time I do this type of search in English, I always search things in English because of that, and I always remember that. But that brings a lot of knowledge that you wouldn't have if you didn't know the language, right?
If you put something in Portuguese, you Google something in Portuguese and then in English, is sometimes I have seen sometimes, but I'm not sure. It's more than 70 times more information in English than it is in Portuguese.
Yes.
I don't know.
I think you already answered a similar question, but how does English make your work easier or more professional?
Yeah, I think I did answer that. It makes completely the difference in talking without using a translator. I can pass my emotions better, I can explain things better to my customers, and I can understand them better. I think
Because you got involved in the culture. When you study English,
Yes.
not only like I study the words, I know how the Americans feel. I learned an expression that's not translated to Portuguese, and I feel what they feel because I got into that world. So I think this
Yes.
makes the difference, the emotional part. Things they say make sense. It's not only a translation. What they say makes sense because they connect to another thing that is cultural.
Yeah, and I think that comes along with me consuming media that is from those countries. So
Exactly.
the majority of the YouTubers are said that I think, but the majority of the people I watch and the things I read are in English, and then I think I can understand them better because of that, so I can pass my emotions better and understand them better. That's it.
Great.
What advice would you give for young people who are studying English?
Please do this. Its advice is important, all right, people?
So I I think you should look more outside of the like teacher said. You need to go and do stuff outside of the school, outside of the course. I think the course is really important too. I think doing a course, especially when you're at younger age, is pretty important. So if you can, you should do. But there's that thing that I said of watching videos, of reading stuff in English. I think that's the best thing you can do to complement the knowledge you're learning in school and in your course that you're doing. I think it's good that you
Getting into the English world.
Yes, getting into it. Not only like learning for the sake of learning, but actually, and it's a fun thing to do. You're gonna search for things you never saw before. You're gonna meet new YouTubers, meet new.
You open a new world.
Yes.
I tell students that it's not a language. It's not a language. It's a way of communicating, and you use English to learn about lots of other things. You use English to learn about physics, about technology, you use to learn another language. You use to learn French, like me. So it is very fun because you learn a lot of things together along the way. But what you told, it's not only like you come here and you think there is going to be a magical Horacio that does things. No, it's not this. I don't like this responsibility. I like to say that I like to involve people, and we are involved. We are part of a club, let's say, have things in common. So this is what, as you said, it's not only, I'm not speaking because you don't know what to speak. I want to make you rest a bit because you're talking a lot. It's like you get involved in the world of English and the world of communication. Once you are part of it, you go for it. But don't think there's going to be a magic. Some people of some big courses, they advertise in a way that they make you understand that you just need to go to that place and ta-da, you're going to speak English. No. It depends on a lot of factors. And the main factor is you. Do you want it or not?
Yes.
Now I was a perfect Faustão because the question was to you and I answered a part of it.
But that was basically, and I like this thing of languages because it's, as you said, it's a new word, but with other languages, imagine the other words that you don't even know about it. Like
You get a lot of fun.
yeah, it's fun to search and learn things in other languages. Like, also even in English, you have like the American culture, and you have like you can learn about English culture. Because I always remember a funny thing because I was watching I think a football match, and there was a little fact about a player named Harry Kane that he spoke a different dialect in English. So whenever he was going to do an interview, the final interview of the match, nobody understood him, not even the English people. So I think about that and like there's many dialects and there's many things you don't even understand because how do you explain our the gaucho culture to like an American? It's
very complex.
It's complex, and then you have other cultures that we can't understand normally, and then imagine like learning these new things like.
It's a new
It's
world.
really fun, yes.
Every step is a step into a new path, into a new world.
Great.
And now to finish, I'd like to ask you one last question. What would you like to communicate? What would you like to leave to our listeners?
Final word.
Final word. I think you should learn English. You should look for these new words we talk about. There's many opportunities you can have. Not with work too, but even beyond that, you can make different friendships. You can learn different things. You can. I can't even explain in words, but it's a different word and it's very handy because you get different knowledge that you wouldn't have if you only spoke Portuguese. So it's a nice thing. It's good to communicate with people from out the world, even if you don't think. I didn't think I was going to get out of Brazil.
Mhm.
But I kept studying English and now I work with this. So you don't really know what things are gonna happen. So
You don't know.
even if you think you're always gonna be
In your
working on the same job in the same town, some things can open up to you if you learn English. I think that's
And sometimes you don't need to move. You are in front of you.
Yes. Even I talked about my course, that we learn coding. There's a lot of corporations that are looking for people from all over the world with coding skills. So if you like coding, I think you should learn. You need to learn English because of the whole terminology thing. It's always in English, but also because of those opportunities with working with abroad, and they pay a lot.
Because their money is more valuable.
The foreign corporations. I think that's something that you really should do. Learn English, and I think that's it.
Opens a lot of new
Opens a
doors.
lot of
And
doors.
is not only doors, it's a profitable world. You make money, you make friends, you feel good. Because you get out of the world you are, and sometimes you study languages because you want more than this. You like your city, you like your friends, but you want more. I see in your faces that you want more. And English is one of the keys to open this door and meet new people and get to know different cultures and things. I think we're done with the questions. Okay. Final word. Can you change with Christian? So Christian can see. So people, our guest is Christian Radael. He was Cassiano's classmate, and he also the tech guy. Yes, studies technology.
No, I studied animation.
Sorry, automation. Yes,
Animation.
Animation. Oh my God. Oh, this is the part where I am ashamed anyway. Okay, so is something connected technology, yes?
Kinda. Because I use a computer to draw.
Yes. So we're thinking about having a next episode inviting Christian. So people, what I want to tell everybody here is how happy I am to get you together here. Students that are studying with us now and students that were our students some years ago, very young guys with a very nice future, with lots of things in mind. And also, I like to see your enthusiasm to come here. And you talked all the time, and you said that you were rusty, but you aren't. Your English is very good. Sometimes they have more vocabulary than me.
And I'm gonna say something. I didn't ever thought I would be on a podcast because I'm lately I've been really a bit timid, a bit
I remember.
reserved. Yeah, you know. but I felt like I had to come here and get out of my comfort zone and do something really cool. And we did something really cool today, I think.
Yeah.
And it was really fun. I think it was really fun.
Yeah, I saw that when you came here, you were absorbed by the memories and saw he is at home. Thank you very much, guys, for being here, for taking part. I'm sorry for any fails, yeah, because failures from my part, because I've been very busy lately, and I think next time we can do a bit better from my part, because the other guys were very nice. Okay, thank you very much for coming. Goodbye, people, and hope you have a great week, and take advantage of Cassiano's tips and style, let's say, and way of life. Everybody has a different